How we all doing today? If you're in the chat, if you just want to say hi and let me know you're here, we're going to be talking about. Wait, I have a list on my phone here. I do have a new seed order from Baker Creek Seeds. I'm going to be talking about a new pressure canner that I got. We're going to talk about this insane weather that we're having right now. I want to talk about my last pepper harvest, which was wonderful. And I want to talk about our tools. So we have quite a few uh, topics to maybe hit on. If any of you happen to have a question, please just type it in all caps. Put a Q if you remember to. If not, please just type it in all caps so that perhaps I can see it. So, this weather. I think we're all dealing with pretty crazy, unpredictable weather. Today here in Detroit, it's 70 degrees, sunny, uh, beautiful, which is about 19, 20 degrees Celsius. Beautiful, beautiful day. On Saturday, we're going down to 26, which is about -3 or 4 Celsius. So, my pepper plants are not ready to be pulled out yet, but I had to pull them because they're never going to survive a -3 or -4 Celsius. Never. So I used a suggestion that I got from a gentleman whose channel is called Chili Chump. And he said if they weren't ripened, to please take them off with stems and all. I know some people just take it down to the soil, hang it upside down, and just let the peppers ripe. I just took off stems they were on, and I have them kind of living in my dining room right now to see how many actually ripen. But these were peppers that went in later in the season. And I've also grown, it's a Korean drying pepper. The name of it is called Amazing 2. And I got it from Johnny Seeds here in the States. Most prolific pepper I've ever grown. So if you like those Korean chili flakes, which a lot of times is used to make gochujara, kimchi, to me it's like I've kind of replaced chili peppers with these peppers because they have so much. They have a little bit of heat, but they have a whole lot of flavor. So that's an excellent pepper if you're in the market for just a good general seasoning pepper. So I was saying I cut down all my pepper plants and brought them in. Now this year I'm doing a whole lot of chop and drop as we're clearing these beds, clearing the spaces. Everything's just getting chopped up and left on top of the beds. And I know by spring, those will be well mulched, and my beds will be thankful that they got a little bit um, more. It's not necessarily nutrition, but it for sure is organic material that they will appreciate. So, let's talk. Okay, pressure canning. Okay, I got myself a new pressure canner. Um, and it's by Presto. It's an electric pressure canner. It's not a cheap pressure canner, but I've been using that this week, and it is so simple to use. It does it all when you need to do anything to the machine. it beeps to let you know you have to do something to go on to the next stage. I mean, it's kind of it's incredible. So I have canned all kinds of things in it already. I've done caramelized onions in it. What else did we just do? Some celeriac that I took out, and it is canning these things beautiful, simply, and it's not like hauling out the big old canner. It's great. You can just do 2 jars if you want. You can do 6 or 7. I highly recommend it. So far, so good. It is a little bit of an investment, for sure, but I think ease of use sometimes is worth a little money. Stephen has a question. Let's show it here. Can you use an air fryer to dehydrate foods? I think an air fryer at its basic level is like a convection oven. So it's just an oven that blows air around as well. If you can get it low enough, you can probably use it to dehydrate. But I don't know the lowest setting on that because unless you're, dehydrating something like a jerky, like a meat, which needs to be done at a higher temperature. Again, I don't know how low your dehydrator go or your air fryer goes. But yeah, I think, heat and air circulation, but like right now I have some peppers that are in my dehydrator and the temperature is 125 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not terribly warm. Now my oven will not go that low. I think my oven only goes to maybe, I'm not sure. It's a new oven, so I haven't really learned all of it. But yes, it's about low. It's about gentle heat for dehydrating. You don't want to blast peppers if you don't need to. Okay, so I hope that helped. Stephen here, different Stephen. We were 70 minus 19C, oh no, excuse me, 19C yesterday. Tornado watch. Oh yeah, you're getting it a little earlier than we are, but that's exactly what's our forecast for this next bit. No tornadoes because we're a little north and we don't get those. We have more water problems up here than tornadoes. But yeah, like we were talking earlier, this weather is just unpredictable, and it's I mean, I love that we've had, what is this, the 10th? Yeah, we've had all these, for me, these have been frost-free days. So I've loved having those. But it does, you think I was on pepper watch till yesterday and I finally thought, you know what, I'm taking them in. So I get yeah. Well, good luck with that tornado. I know sometimes in areas that get them, those can be really, really devastating. Okay, so let's see what else I had. So sorry. Okay, so the new pressure canner, really good. I'm probably going to do an actual review of it on my channel. It was not a gift. This was a gift to me. I heard someone recently say it was a cheeky Christmas gift to myself. So I'm thinking maybe that's kind of what it was. Would you guys like to see my seed haul or a little bit of my seed haul? I probably would bore you silly if I showed you all of them. But that's why I don't have the mirror style in my background, because I realized if I did mirror, all the names would be backwards. And that would really not be terribly helpful, would it? So yeah, I got a pretty good, got a nice little haul. I okay, let me just preface this by saying I believe I have somewhat of a seed addiction. Uh, so don't judge me. But I'm sharing with you some of the ones that I got. Wait, we have a quick question here. Let me get you up on the screen. I have too many gadgets. Oh, awesome. That worked. Do you use peppers to make a sauce? If so, do you have a good recipe? I do. I'm right now fermenting peppers to make a sauce. Uh, yeah, I do. I might have to, I'll need to post that on the website. I think that might be the easiest way for me to do that. Uh, yeah, and also I had mentioned this gentleman called Chili Chump. That's his channel. He has some phenomenal stuff on his channel. And this guy makes and sells hot sauces. So I'm changing a few of the peppers I'm growing for next year so that I can up my hot sauce game. We've discovered a sauce that it's sold on Amazon because it's one of their, you know how they're opening these grocery stores that are Amazon based. And I got a hot sauce from the website, and it was called Truff. And many of you might have seen it, but can I just tell you, probably the best flavor of hot sauce. Not terribly hot. It got a little heat, but not, like my husband could eat it, and he does not like overly spicy things. So I want to get a little more adventurous with my sauces and do some mix of hot peppers, but maybe peaches or mango or some other sweet things to balance the hot so that it's also very flavorful. So I'm growing a few more peppers than I've ever grown. Or I should say a few more styles of hot that I've never grown. So packet to plate. Sorry, I don't know your first name. I will put up my my hot sauce recipe that I'm currently using on my website. This is what, Thursday? I will have that up by the weekend. Nope. And my website is realfoodcomesdirty.com. Okay, so let's look at some things that I purchased. Okay, tomato is indigo blue chocolate. This is one that was already made, that was made. Oh gosh, I just pulled a blank. Bill Gates, I'm so sorry. He owns Wild Boar Farms in California, and he's a tomato breeder. And I've yet to have one of his that I thought, oh, that's not very good. So I love dark tomatoes. And this one has like a black anthocyanin skin. So I'm very excited. And the fruit looks a bit darker too. And I just think they have more flavor. Okay, next up, it's a pink radish. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce that for all of you. I like a pink radish because they tend to be a little more mild. So they're very easy to eat fresh. Sometimes some of the spicier ones, I prefer roasting them to eating them fresh. But I think that will be a very good. Oh, I got some flowers too. You need to see these. This is a butterfly pea. It's in a lavender color. They sell a bright blue one that you could use for dyeing things. But I want to grow this on my trellises. Then I'm also growing cucumbers up or squash up just to add pretty bit of flower while they're growing. Another tomato that I'm trying, this new variety, Queen of the Night. Again, a dark tomato, a little reminiscent. It almost looks a bit like a Brad's Atomic Grape with its coloring, but it's a little bit, it's between like a big beefsteak and a little cherry. So it's, what do they call those? They're kind of an odd size. There's a name for them. New Snapdragon, new sweet pea that I'm trying called Beaujolais. Look like a beauty. Gonna give that a try. Oh, this celosia looked really beautiful. I'm working very diligently this year to have my flowers and my vegetables intermingled throughout beds, not straight lines of everything. I want to start going back to my roots on when I learned to garden. This is a lettuce. I'm always looking for lettuces that can take a bit of heat. This, however, is not one of them. This apparently is a spring. I like the Batavian style, which this one is, because they're crisp. Like really, their spine is nice and crispy, and they're not prone to a whole lot of bolting. So that's a good thing. Oh, Fiona is asking. One sec. I don't want to drop my seed back. Do you prefer growing flowers or fruit and veg? I'm going to say the last few years I have grown much more veg, and this year I really want to do almost half and half because I grow way too much that we don't need. And I'd prefer to bring in some flowers. So I'm again trying to set up a real potager type, even with my raised beds that are so tall. I still think I can soften that a bit with how I plant things. So I don't know if that answered your question, but this year I'm trying to give it a nice 50-50 shot. Okay, more flowers. I have stock, and this is, it's called Vintage Brown. It looks more like a dark mauvey kind of color. I think stock is beautiful, and it's pretty long lasting, and they're good to cut because they stay pretty for a long time. I saw this mahogany nasturtium, and I thought, what a beautiful color. And I'm trying to bring out a few more coppers in my landscape because we have limestone in certain parts of the exterior of the house that has a lot of copper tones in it. So I want to try to up those again. Another sweet pea. This is like a light lavender. Very pretty. My sweet peas did nothing this year, so I'm trying to up my game just a little bit. Beautiful multi-headed sunflower. I love the spiky. I like spiky zinnias, like spiky sunflowers. I just think they just look really good to me. Okay, indigo. I think I already showed this one. I think I mistakenly bought 2 packets. I'll have to send that to somebody. Another stock. They brought in a lot of different stocks from Asia. So I'm very anxious to give this one a try. It's like a beautiful, deep magenta, maybe. I think that would be the color I'd give it. Okay, just a few more. Have you guys started ordering your seeds for next year? Honestly, I don't think I needed to order much, but I kind of can't help myself once I start looking at those. Rebecca, oh, is it here? this question I probably cannot answer for you. She's asking, is it too late to plant garlic in Georgia? Your seasons down there are so different from mine up here. It's almost like aren't you guys you're planting a whole lot of stuff right now. So I don't know, because you don't really freeze down there, do you? So I'm just gonna say, gosh, I don't know. I'd I'd maybe ask that on Facebook or something, or just in general. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you that, but sorry. Don't want to send you in the wrong direction. Okay. What's this one? Wild Boar versus Robin. Wild Boar has a new Tom called Tim's Taste of Paradise. Well, that's a good name, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't even looked on Wild Boar's website yet. So we're just getting started. Okay. Steve is saying that garlic in Georgia, now is the time. Awesome. Thank you, Steve. Okay, a few more packets here. Don't wanna. Okay, this is a turnip that looks like a carrot. And I gotta tell you, I just thought it was really pretty. And that would look really pretty on a charcuterie board or in a salad. So we're gonna give that one a try too. Oh, Tunisian black bakludi peppers. I grow these yearly. I think I just needed a refill of this one. Very, very, very good pepper. Oh, Tobago seasoning. Tobago or Tobago seasoning. This, they've come out with a lot of peppers that have the flavor of a habanero, but not the heat. I'm yet to get one for a habanero that really tastes good. This one, this has the fruity overtones of a habanero, but less heat. It doesn't say it has no heat. And I've grown these before. Absolutely delicious. Are great in like a jerk seasoning. Anything where you just you want that floral flavor of habanero, and it's like you got to have a habanero to get it. Now this is my son-in-law's favorite pepper, Bueno Mulata. I grow it every year, and this is the hot sauce that I'm making this year, because I usually just give him a lot of his favorite dried chilies. But this year I'm making him hot sauce. And I don't think he's watching this, so I'm not too concerned that he's going to find out. Okay, this is one I've grown in the past. I didn't grow it last year, but I want to go back to it. It's the Sugar Rush Peach. And this is also one that I want to do some hot sauce with. And not to give peach more screen time than mango, I'm doing this Aji mango, which is it's more like, okay, Scoville heats 25,000 Scoville. So that's a little bit warmer. Heat like a Serrano or a lemon drop. So that's got a good bit of heat. But I think if I did it in a sauce that also maybe contains some mango or some pineapple, in ways to kind of counteract how hot it might be, but just to add more flavor. Now I'm very excited about this one. This is apricot Sprite Agostacci. Now in my area, this is a perennial, and this really makes a beautiful tea. It also attracts pollinators like crazy. So I'm growing a few different varieties of this year. Oh, and here's the other one, Lavender Martini Agostacci. And I think anything that says that can't be bad, do you think? No, I think that's going to taste just fine. This one, I do not necessarily recall ordering, but I did. It's like a mint. It's in the mint family. Apparently, it makes a stunning cup of tea. I might have ordered this for tea. I'm trying to do more of herbs that I want to dry for tea and just do them myself. So I'm guessing that was I'm a fan of mint tea. So okay, just a few more packets. This is a purple choice sum, which is like a little bit of a mustardy, but not necessarily as spicy as a mustard. If I had this art right now, which I do not, it would survive this frost that's coming this weekend. It would go down to 26, no problem. So I'll remember that for next year's fall garden. Merlot lettuce, which honestly is one of my favorite lettuces from Baker Creek. This was just a free packet that I got because I ordered seeds. Thank you, Baker Creek. Leading in a little bit to snapdragons as well. Last year, kind of abysmal. I believe it was user error. They were not getting well watered, and they did not do well. So this year will be the return of the snapdragon. Okay, this is a beautiful plant. This is new to Baker Creek. It's a Pink Beauty Agostacci. So it's all edible, and the leaves you can eat like a summer spinach. So if you're looking for some greens when it's July or August and just really hot and nasty, this hopefully is gonna do it. So I want to try it and see. I'm always looking for greens that do well in heat because they just seem to not like much heat. This is a new cherry twist snapdragon also that I'm going to try. I think wouldn't it look beautiful like next to purple cabbage? So I'm gonna see if I can't make all that pretty like that this year. This is a datil or datil pepper, not a pepper that I'm familiar with. This was a free pack of seeds. It's described as blazing hot, blunt little 3.5 foot fruits ripened to brilliant orange yellow, vicious heat, complex fruity flavor. So I'm interested in what that might be. The words vicious heat don't necessarily sit well. Okay, I bought a giant red celery. I have grown their Asian pink celery, which was wonderful, but this looks a little more like a traditional celery, but it's red, so that can only be better. Amsterdam celery, which is just a cutting celery. It doesn't really produce stalks, but it produces a whole lot of foliage. And this is a repeat. I ordered 2 of those by accident too. So that's my my little Baker Creek haul. I have a Johnny Seed haul coming pretty soon because Johnny Seeds, love them too. Baker Creek is family owned. Johnny Seeds is owned by its employees. So I always like to see if I can support places like that. I think I think this is Lawrence. When I emailed Baker Creek, they told me they no longer post. Well, I just sent off some things to the UK to a few of my YouTube buddies, and they let me do it. So we'll see if they get there. But they are considered still. Last I checked, but you might have checked after me, and maybe they changed it. Let's see. Any other questions? Yes, Shiso. Oh no, nope. Sorry. Shiso does well in the heat. Absolutely, it's more like a basil in how it wants to grow. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to do a lot of that too. Is if I intermingle some of these, like a perilla, inside like a swoop of garlic, then maybe all of that will help me keep some of the greens and things that I'm growing a little healthier and make it through. Stephen. Stephen's asking me how often do I get Baker Creek hauls? Well, now this was a pretty big order. And I also have to give some seeds that I have because I have like 4 of those cases with seed pack, the plastic photo things that everybody's using for seeds. I have 4 of those, and I'm not letting myself grow past that. So what doesn't fit needs to go, and I always give them away to somebody who might need them. But I would get this big haul now, and I wouldn't commit to not ordering seeds from them like monthly. But usually once they're big, I get their big catalog is coming at the end of this month, and that might be my last. I'm not even gonna say that. I never commit to my last order. Uh, oh, and Steven is saying he actually probably orders once a month. Yeah, I wouldn't say I've never done that or wouldn't do that. Wow. Okay. Well, okay, so maybe that has changed and maybe I just got one off before they did this. So thanks. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. Okay, so what's coming out of your gardens this week? How has your week been going? Uh, Worked a lot today on finally getting my garlic in the ground. And like I said, I do not want to be planting it in rows. I want it to be, I want soft lines, not just straight lines. So I'm doing it like a snake through one of the big beds. And then I have like little windows that I can plant. So I'm hoping that that will um, soften and make the garden a little more interesting. So we'll see. If it's horrible, I'll go back to straight lines next year. I have never grown Orangelo watermelon. I've seen yellow watermelons. So is this an orange fleshed watermelon? That might be pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. So really, what's coming in and out of your gardens? So today, the first garlic went in. the majority of my spring bulbs are in, and I'm hoping that man, do not blank out when you're live because dead airspace is not good. So all my bulbs are in, spring bulbs. Garlic is going in. Wow. Garlic is going in. I have 4 blackberry bushes that I planted in pots because I wasn't sure where I was going to put them. I'm still not sure where I'm going to put them, and I'm not sure they will overwinter in a pot. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with those because they're one of those ones that are pretty invasive once they get started. And I have sunchokes or Jerusalem artichokes that still need to be harvested. I still have a lot of carrots in. I have a lot of potatoes in still, both of which can take a little bit of this freeze that's coming because they're in bags. So I'm not terribly concerned that, I'm not going to be able to get them out. But I'm hoping that the sunchokes, they grew very good foliage. We'll see. Hey, if anybody has any good ideas on how to cook with a sunchoke, I've seen it sliced on a mandolin and deep fried. I've seen it, don't know that I've ever seen it in a salad. I've seen it more as a topper for something. So, yeah, I'd love if any of you have other recipes for it because that's a bit of a new one for me. Okay, Di, what is Di saying here? Hi, Di. Torrential rain in the west of the UK. Temperatures to hit over the weekend. 18. Wow, and above. So you're going to have a nice, I'm assuming that's 18C. I'm like, that's pretty nice weather. We're at about 18, 19 today, or 19, 20 today, somewhere around there. But I love that you guys get rain. Yeah, ours really comes and goes. It's a little bit gone at the moment, and I've just had my irrigation turned off. So I hope they have what they need to get through the winter at this point. Steve is saying that his garlic is all in, tucked in with straw. You know what I've noticed when you put straw on your garlic or onions, you see where the squirrels go. Really, it's very easy to identify because they just make a bloody mess of that. My onion beds and potato beds are ready for spring, covered with leaves. Awesome. You're ahead of me there. It was like we had a breath. I had that breath of, okay, everything's in great shape. And then it was like, oh, wait a minute, it's going to freeze Saturday. So we're kind of back in, yeah. We're going back into the cold for sure. Mary saying she loves going through Baker Creek seed. Oh my gosh. I get their big seed catalog every year and it gets passed back and forth to about 10 other people. And then it's like, well, do you want it back? I'm like, of course I want it back. This is like the Baker Creek library that I have here. No, I want the magazine back. And I just love looking at it in the dead of winter when you're kind of wondering, is anything ever going to grow again? Anita is saying she's trying to grow things I use. Just got my kidney bean seeds. Love making chili. Can't resist an order if someone says something is okay. Yeah, you are preaching to the choir there because I'm an easy touch when it comes to seeds. Now I do give away a lot of seeds as well, but regardless of that, I think I'd still buy a crazy amount. Okay, so we have a lot going on. Mary Playford, and she's in Australia, so it's kind of the flip flop, almost flip flop of what we are. So her potatoes are just going to flower. I think it's kind of cool that somewhere around the world it's springish weather, and somewhere else it's darn cold. So that's a good piece of hope for next year for those of us that are heading into our cold season. So, is anybody planting anything new next year, or are you maybe re-envisioning your growing spaces? Like I am when I'm trying to take these. I mean, I have two very large beds in the back behind our garage that are probably about 32 inches tall, and they're 4 feet by 16 feet. So that's a good sized bed. Uh, and I want to do a snake pattern with my garlic so that I can divide and conquer that bed a little differently than I thought, or than I've done in the past. Oh, oh, that's lovely. I'm a little, I'm a little green for people that can do that, but you know, we are where we are, right? I've never even been to Australia. I would love to go there. It just looks spectacular. So, nobody growing anything new next year? Wait, Graham Bolton's? Okay, this is kind of overachieving. I have 24 new raised beds to put in over. Wow. I assume that's on your allotment? And you obviously have a large allotment if you can fit 24 uh, beds on there. Wow. Oh, Mary is growing okra for the first time. Okra loves heat. I think it's an acquired taste. I believe uh, the southern community would have much better recipes or ideas for okra. I actually grow okra for the October season, like because when they dry, they look like beautiful pods. So I grow them for decorations. Yes. Oh, why do these things show up? Sorry, we have an inappropriate person in the chat. Oh my gosh. No. Yeah, that's good. Put it on top and show everybody. Okay, so sorry. Okay, I might have gotten. Yep, I think I got it all. I wish people who are that talented to do all of this would spend a little bit of time doing something a little more productive. Uh, oh, did you ever cut into those beautiful black pumpkins? I have not because I can't. I can't do it yet. They look so good, and I thought I'd wait. My granddaughter is coming for Thanksgiving, and I thought I want to let her there's some really cute teeny weeny ones. So I thought I would wait and see what she thought of them. But I think after Thanksgiving, for sure, I'm going to cut into them because I might end up, using them as table decor for Thanksgiving. So yeah. So, but I will let you know when I open them because I'm as curious as you are to go, oh, they're bright, beautiful orange. And if they taste good, well, that's even a better bonus, right? Um, yeah. So, uh, have any of you started a garden journal since we talked about that a few weeks ago? Um, Easy or difficult? Like it's just kind of I use my phone a lot now to record just about everything. Oh, Stephen made that sounds so. I love Uchiki curry squash. Oh, he made some Uchiki curry squash soup. Yum. Mary's asking when is Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving. This is Thursday, so it's in 2 weeks on Thursday. So I'm not sure we're gonna do a live that day because I'm gonna have family in, which I don't get to see them much. They're a good drive away, so a couple states over. So yeah, so and I know obviously Thanksgiving is a very US um custom, and I think Canada also has a Thanksgiving. It's not the same day. Um yeah, but it is the season for squash soup, isn't it? Well, it will be this weekend, that's for sure. So, so I guess if you have some available, it'd be a great time to make some because you're going to want it by this weekend. Oh, Graham has put in an order to Santa. I love it. Uh, I put in an order to Santa for a 5-year diary to do my awesome. That's awesome. And I even admit I am like a proponent of these, and I even find it difficult to make sure I take the time to write down, like, here's my harvest for today. Here's my, so if I take pictures or even video of it, it reminds me because all that stuff is dated. It can remind me uh, what what came out or what went in. Uh, oh, isn't that the best? Steven's saying he made scallop potatoes from garden potatoes. There's nothing like a garden potato. And we're not like crazy potato eaters, but they're almost like a different vegetable. Um, so Robin, I think gardens in an urban setting, curry squash is a vine borer magnet for me. You know, and I think sometimes supporting your local farmer is just as important as growing it in your own backyard. So yeah, and if that's how I feel about eggplant this year. My husband uh, really does not like eggplant. Matter of fact, when people come over, he's always trying to give away my latest harvest. I'm like, and all I really want to make with it is baba ganoush. And we have uh, a store within walking distance. It's a little Middle Eastern shop that you can go in and get carry out stuff, and they sell the best of baba ganoush. So I've decided I'm just not going to grow eggplants. And if I decide to do something specifically with eggplants, I'll just go to the farmer's market and get one because it took up a lot of growing space. And I thought, this is the only reason I want to make it. Fiona's saying, are we going to see my new pressure canner? Yes. Oh, sorry. Stephen, I'll come back to you. Are we going to see your new pressure canner? Yes, you are. I'm going to do a video review of it that hopefully will be out in the next week because I'm very excited about it. I wish it was not quite as expensive as it is, but I don't want to say bad things about bad stuff, but I do like to say good things about good stuff. And it's good. It's not cheap, but it's good. Oh, and this is Lawrence, correct? The Bacillin allotment man. Balicillin, sorry. Audrey, I've ordered some super soil for next year. Did I say something that you are going to try it? Yes, I have tried it. I've sprayed it on several of my beds, not all of them, several of them, and I'm going to do some in-house growing comparisons to see how it does with the super soil and without, because I think that feels a little more controlled to me. But I'm very anxious to see what this can do to and I sprayed a lot in my pots that I'm trying to revitalize. So I'm kind of anxious to see how that's going or how that's going to go. So I'll keep you posted. I think I've missed a few about diaries. Let me pop back up here for just a second. Oh, yeah, Mary, I'm with you. It is a discipline. It totally is a discipline of having to do it. This is Carrie. They're building a whole new veg garden. So busy building beds, also growing a whole new range of tomatoes next year, thanks to some generous YouTuber friends finally joining the Brad's Atomic Grape Club. Welcome. It's a good club. I think you will enjoy those. I'm actually going to be doing some of my own I'm growing a rootstock and I'm putting tomatoes. So I'm grafting. Sorry, wow, that just so I'm grafting tomato stock, and then one of the ones I'm grafting is the Brad's Atomic Grape to a stronger rootstock. Not that it has a bad rootstock. It just grows it looks like a really weak plant, but it puts out a ton of fruit. So I thought, well, if I give it maybe a stronger rootstock, they kind of promise, because of it, your fruit will be more prolific. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. Yeah, so I'll let you know. Oh. I don't think Tony would mind me saying this, but I think she is totally on the mend. Like might be coming home tomorrow. So yeah, we've been a little concerned about our sweet little Daisy. So I think things have way turned for the better. Thank you so much. I know he will. When you get radio silence, you always kind of think the worst. So we are very happy to hear that this morning. That Daisy's coming home. So that's awesome. Stephen is saying he takes pictures all day long, every single day, and then write the journal later when it rains. Good use of in the garden time and got to be out of the garden time. That's a great idea. Because a picture, right, worth 1,000 words, at least a couple hundred when it comes to gardening. Oh, Jean. Jean is saying she grew Brad's Atomic Fusion, and Atomic Sunset this year. All of them were particularly traced. Oh, Wow. I think, wow. I'm so sorry to hear that, but to me, the Brad's Atomic, what makes it, I don't even know how to explain it other than it tastes super tomatoey to me. So I'm so sorry that these felt flavorless. It just, and who knows what all could contribute, right, to one being a good one, but I have, I'm a fan. So I'm so sorry. Oh, now this is interesting. Mary is going, no dig. Uh, you will love it. I remember when I first went that way and I thought, it felt counterintuitive to me. But then the more I thought about it, well, that's really how stuff should grow. And it has made such a difference. Uh, so much easier, and it's so easy to weed. It's not like you don't get them, but they're so much easier to get out. So, yeah. Yeah, everybody's chiming in about Daisy. Yes, it is great news. Um, hello, Gloria. No worries. Uh, yeah, Jean, I'm so sorry because I'm growing Atomic Fusion this year as well. Because that's really just supposed to be a big Brad's Atomic Grape. So, um, yeah, yeah, sorry. Hey, we're almost an hour here. Uh, if there's nothing else pressing, I want to say to you all, my goodness, thank you so much for coming live during your day and spending some time with me. I enjoy this. I love all these comments. I read every one. Um, and if someone feels like they didn't get a question answered or something, just always leave a comment at the bottom because this gets published immediately. Just leave a comment. I read every one of those too, and I respond as soon as I can, which sometimes is super soon and sometimes not so soon. But thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have, some of you are going into warmer weather now. We're going into colder. So, anyway, I hope that you have a great week. We'll see you back here next Thursday, Lord willing. And yeah, happy gardening.